Hi everyone, welcome back to Operation Fix My Life from Ordinary to Extraordinary. So like I mentioned in a previous video, I challenged myself to do 4 different challenges for the month of January, each within the 4 fixes. And the challenge I did for Fix My Finances last month was a no spend challenge. So for the entire month of January, I only spent money on bills, groceries, and gasoline. That was it. And I wanted to make this follow-up video to explain to you why and how doing the no spend challenge for the month of January changed my life. So just for a little bit of context and background, I decided to start off 2017 with the no spend challenge because I wanted to establish a foundation for completely new spending habits. Like I mentioned in my minimalism tag video that I did with Laura and Chris a couple weeks ago, during the No Spend Challenge, I watched 2 documentaries on Netflix called Minimalism and Fed Up. And watching those 2 documentaries during a no spend challenge was a really bad idea. I already feel like I'm a hippie deep down on the inside. I feel like the older I get, the more and more of a hippie I become. And the combination of being on a no spend challenge and watching those 2 documentaries was like pouring gasoline on a fire that was already burning. So the first time I did the no spend challenge back in October of 2015, the whole time I was just trying to stick to the challenge. I was just trying to get through the month. But doing the no spend challenge again last month really opened my eyes to just the magnitude of stuff that I have. And I kind of started feeling a little bit upset and embarrassed by how much I still want to spend on stuff that I don't even need. And what was crazy to me was I was literally able to look at every single marketing and advertising technique and be able to see right through them. And every time I came across an ad when it was like, you know what, actually that product looks pretty good, I'm thinking about buying it, I always stopped myself and I practiced mindfulness and I asked myself, Lene, why is it that you think you want to buy this product? And I promised you, 8 times out of 10, when I did this, I realized that watching that advertisement for that product stirred up an insecurity inside of me. It stirred up a void that I didn't even know I had, and that I felt that I needed this product to fill. That's just marketers and advertisers doing their jobs, right? So because I was on this challenge, instead of just brushing off that feeling and brushing away and burying that insecurity or that void, I decided to actually tackle it, to face it head on and dig into it and figure out what it was about. And doing this practice every single time I was compelled to spend, first of all, not only saved me a lot of money, but secondly, it actually increased my emotional intelligence and my spiritual growth. And this leads me to the first way this challenge changed my life, which is the fact that I am 100% dedicated toward starting my minimalism journey. I always felt minimalism calling my name. For years, I've been making excuses as to why I shouldn't answer the call. But spending this entire month being forced to use what I already have instead of having the luxury of going out and buying something new, it just allowed me to see that I have more than enough already, and there's no reason for me to go out and continue accumulating more. So I already completed 1 round of the KonMari method, and I was completely in my feelings in that round. So this month I'm starting a 2nd round of the KonMari decluttering method. I'm not going to use all of KonMari's techniques, but I am going to use some of them to help me start clearing out a lot of stuff that we have that we don't need at all. If you want to keep up with my progress, I'm posting weekly updates to my website, operationfixmylife.com. The second way the No Spend Challenge changed my life was somehow, some way, it magically caused my husband and I to get on the same page financially. When I started the Operation Fix My Life journey back in the summer, I became obsessed, and by obsessed I mean psychotic, about getting down to the root of our financial issues and solving them. And I was struggling. Really, because my husband was not with this newfound enthusiasm that I had, and it actually caused quite a bit of tension for a couple months. But then once I was able to cool it and be like, okay, Lene, Operation Fix My Life is about your own life. It's not about forcing your journey on your husband or anyone else. I was able to back down and just focus on working on my own finances. Well, it just so happens that a couple weeks into the financial challenge, my husband was just all of a sudden like, you know what? I think I want to start focusing on paying down my credit card debt. And then he decided he was going to put all of our bills onto a spreadsheet and look at exactly how much money we were bringing in, how much money was going out because of bills. And then all of a sudden, he was appreciative of the fact that I was doing this no spend challenge because he could see the impact that even like small purchases here and there can add up and negatively impact our financial situation. So, between my husband's change of heart and us all of a sudden being on the same financial page, and then the total amount of money that I saved during the month of January, which by the way was about $240, led me to one life changing conclusion. And that is the fact that I believe that my husband and I are living paycheck to paycheck by choice. This challenge made it painfully obvious to us that if we actually really wanted to save money, to cut down on our spending, to increase our savings, to really meet some financial goals, then there are so many little tiny changes that we could be making here and here to save quite a few $100s every month. But instead of making changes, we've just been making excuses and thus choosing to continue the paycheck to paycheck cycle. So now the question is, what do we do about it? Well, I decided that it would actually be fiscally irresponsible for me to not continue the no spend challenge indefinitely. Now, this is not to say I'm going to become like super frugal and super petty and just a really huge cheapskate. But at the same time, I'm ready to start making some major financial sacrifices to get us on the path to meeting the financial goals we have for ourselves. So I promise to keep you posted on the financial journey that we choose to take starting now and moving forward. I appreciate you so much for watching, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next week.